Hey, before we start this episode, I have a very serious question.
Okay.
How did the haunted house get stolen paintings?
How did it get stolen paintings?
Yes.
I have no idea.
They were from a poltergeist.
Okay.
Welcome to Hardly Paranormal.
Well, we're doing a spooky review.
Oh, well, it's still Hardly Paranormal.
That's true.
Do we change our name to Spooky Reviews?
I don't know why Anyway, this is one of the spooky reviews. So today, we're going to be talking about the paranormal reality show, A Haunting.
Ooh, it's a haunting indeed.
It is a haunting. And this show came to us as a suggestion from Nicole Curry on Instagram. Awesome.
I'm happy that she did it. It's so bad, but, I'm still happy having watched it.
Yeah. I mean, it's bad TV, but I enjoyed watching it.
Like our kind of bad TV.
Yeah, bad good. Yeah.
Like Spaceballs, which is a cinematic journey, and it's amazing.
We're not starting online fights on the podcast. So, A Haunting originally aired on the Discovery Channel back in 2002, where it ran until 2007, and then it was brought back again in 2012, and it's still on. It's not on Discovery Channel anymore, it's on Discovery America. It's also on TLC and the Travel Channel. It does not have a host, unlike a lot of other paranormal reality shows. This one has a narrator. It's narrated by Anthony Call, who is he kind of sounds like Robert Stack from Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah.
It has a very Unsolved Mysteries vibe to it. And it did have as a guest narrator at one point, Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Whoa! I want to see that episode.
Yep, and I think there was an episode called The Dark Side that aired after 2006 that was dedicated to Ed Warren, who died in 2006.
Oh, I was going to be like, wow, it's not dedicated to Lorraine either, but I guess.
Yeah, that's not usually how that goes.
Yeah.
So the basic setup of the show is they have a family that has like a paranormal story. It's usually like a haunted house or they do all kinds of locations. It's not just houses, but most of the time it's a house. And it starts off where like the family reports there was like a little bit of peculiar activity in the house, and then it slowly escalates until it's like a full-on like horror movie showdown between good and evil.
Yes.
Now, what makes this so much different, from other paranormal reality shows, is instead of a bunch of people getting together to investigate a house, this story is told through interviews with the family and reenactments.
Which, side note real quick, my main dream in life is to be like a reenactment actor.
Yeah.
I want it so much.
This is definitely your kind of show.
Because, the acting is silly, and I just love it.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the most notable characteristics of this show, is the acting in the reenactments is absolutely horrendous.
And the people who they get to reenact it, they kind of sort of look like the people. Mm-hmm. But, my question is, let's say someone has, bad teeth, and the actor who plays them has bad teeth, or, the person's chubby. Is that how you find out?
You find out what other people's perception of you is based on who they cast as you.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the shows that have reenactments do that, where they get sort of the Hollywood version of you to play you.
Uh-huh.
This show does that to the nth degree, and they change the names and stuff like that. So all the episodes follow a basic formula where the family or whoever it is, we'll call them the victims of the haunting. Mm-hmm. They either buy a new house or they start working somewhere.
Yeah. And
they start noticing some weird, sort of peculiar incidents that gradually become more frequent, and typically they're a little bit weirder. Mm-hmm. One, I think it was a dish got moved, and then it was a full-on demon walking around the house.
Yeah, it escalates pretty quick.
The first thing is they deny it. They go, there's a reasonable explanation. Then they try to find a reasonable explanation, and they exhaust all of their resources. That's when they finally go, hey, you know what? I bet it's a ghost or something. And then they contact a paranormal investigator or a priest or...
Reiki master.
There is one where they contacted a medium. And there's one where they contacted a shaman. I don't know what a shaman does in real life.
You just know World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I know the shamans from World of Warcraft. I was like, do they have swords? I don't understand. And then sometimes it's resolved where they get the spirit to go away. Sometimes it's not. In the ones where it's not, they don't really say what happened. I assume that they're fine because they interview them. So.
Yeah.
But I think one of the other big characteristics is that most of the hauntings are, I think they take the story at face value, and that's the story they run with. Like, they don't question
remember in the
it.
Beginning where it says the names and details have been changed?
Oh, yeah, they have. Most of the stories are really over the top. They're really, like, if there's a ghost in the house, it's like the most powerful ghost ever.
Yeah.
And they typically will end in some kind of, like, massive, like, it's like a Hollywood scene.
Showdown.
A showdown where there's the one we saw with the demon in the house, and they had like a priest and like two people helping them, and they're all reading from Bibles.
Yeah.
And the one lady is like, she's burning sage and spreading the smoke with a feather. And the demon is like, it's a dude. He looks like the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
And he's just like walking towards them, and they're like, ah! It's like, what? Did this really happen?
And in that episode, my biggest gripe is the guy in there, he claims to have recorded the demon speaking a full-ass sentence, but like he doesn't have that recording to show us.
Yeah, that's pretty typical of the show. Yeah, because I think he says that he was a skeptic.
Yeah.
And
they always are, aren't they?
always a skeptic. Yeah, everyone on the show, rarely do they have someone on the show who, like a victim of a haunting, who believes in ghosts. They're always like these skeptics, reasonable folk, and then they're converted.
Wait, that means that we are so susceptible to a haunting?
You bet your ass we are. This is why I'm such a skeptic. I'm inviting, if there are any ghosts listening to this right now, you get your ass here. We got chicken nuggets. I can make mean milkshake, make some good pancakes. Come haunt us. I welcome you.
What kind of TV do you think you find inside a haunted house?
I don't know.
A big screen TV.
A big screen. Awesome. Nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
So what do we like about this show?
I like the badness. There's nothing that I like about this show like that's legit. It's everything that I can make fun of is what I like about it. Mm-hmm. Like the reenactments. The lady, she was like, Mom, it's okay, and mildly pats her back.
Yeah.
And it was the goofiest
it's
thing.
So wooden.
Yeah.
So would you say that the thing you like is that even though it's bad, you have a good time watching it?
Yes, definitely.
What I like about the show is the structure of it. The fact that they tell stories about the paranormal in a very cinematic storyteller kind of way, where they have interviews and they have the reenactments, and it's very Unsolved Mysteries. And I do appreciate that they're not trying to solve anything. They're literally just telling you a story. The people say, this is what happened to them, here it is. And I don't know, I like that. It's very different from a lot of other paranormal reality shows.
Yeah, like they're not walking around a house screaming and just being rude
with
to
their
the ghosts.
Xbox Connect. So what don't we like about this one?
It's very formulaic.
Yeah.
Like every time, like most of the episodes are a teenager going through like hormone changes, and they're like, my 16-year-old is acting so strange and aggressive.
Her moods are all over the place.
It's almost like puberty. And then like they're playing with witchcraft, and then
the one where the teenagers accidentally summon a demon reading from a witchcraft book they got.
What was it?
It was like Echo Azarak, which is a real witchcraft thing, but they just used it like it was nonsense. It's so silly.
Then I thought if Echo was a boxer, it could be Echo TKO, and I love that.
That's one of those you had to be there kind of jokes. In the moment, it was very funny.
Really? Because you didn't laugh at all.
I laughed inside.
Oh, okay.
Where I keep all my feelings. So, I don't like that it's very formulaic as well.
Yeah.
I think that the reason it's so formulaic is the show has writers, obviously. Mm-hmm. And as they say in the beginning, they change details of the show. So they're changing details of the show to fit, a 40-minute or 45-minute, however long it is, time slot. And because you have the same people writing it and changing details, like, it's obviously going to follow this formula that they all kind of know.
Wait, so if the details have been changed, when they interview the witnesses, do the witnesses lie about the detail change?
No. they don't interview them about the details that got changed.
Oh.
There was actually a guy, I was reading about the show, and there was a guy that he had experienced the story. He had an experience, and in it there was some sort of sexually explicit details that, because it's Discovery, they sort of sterilize the story, they take out that stuff.
Yeah.
And later he said that for the episode that featured his story, that they had not only changed details of what happened to him, but they left out certain things. And they left out parts of his interview. So it's not just a matter of writing and changing things, they also edited, the interviews in a way to follow the narrative that they want to make.
So, like, when they're going through a haunted house, do you know what room, like, never gets haunted?
Oh, man.
The living room.
Okay. We're in the living room. We spend most of our time in our living room.
We don't go anywhere.
Which is probably why there's no ghosts. That was lazy. That was just piggybacking on your joke. So, what do you give this show? What's your rating for this show? I know it feels like we're already to the rating part. There's really just not a lot to say about this show. It's mostly narrative. And it's, there's some interviews with people where they give some details that really they're not necessary. I don't feel like the interviews add a whole lot to the show, because they could just do the whole thing as a reenactment and it would work just fine.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's no host to gum it up. There's some narration, and the narration is suitably dramatic to go with the content.
I want to add that there is a animal version of this show on Animal Planet, and if you'd like us to do that one, I am so down. Even
if you don't like us to do that one,
we're gonna do that one.
We're definitely doing that one, because that show is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
but
what's
out of spookies? I like it because it's bad, so I wouldn't give it really any spookies, because it's not good, but I enjoyed it. So let's do like 2 out of 10 spookies.
Okay, I can give it that. I'm going to give it 4.
Ooh.
Because, like you were saying, it is bad, but it does have some entertainment value.
Yeah.
Because I am entertained watching it.
Well, like, we like mystery science theater it, and it's great.
I think if I was watching it by myself, I would not be as interested as if when I watch it with you.
Yeah.
Because, we do. We kind of, we talk at the screen the whole time.
Yeah, it's like Rocky Horror.
Yeah. So it definitely has entertainment value that I don't think can be forgotten.
Yeah.
So 4 out of 10, that's me. So A Haunting is still on television. They are still making new episodes. You can check them out. I mean, they're on most streaming platforms, but they're also on the Discovery Channel, the Travel Channel, and Destination America. So you can check this out if you want. I would recommend it. I think
fun.
It's a fun show.
And get some popcorn, get whoever you live with. Don't hang out with other people.
Get some cocktails in you, maybe.
Ooh.
Yeah, we didn't do that, but we should.
Next time.
Again, I wanted to thank Nicole from Instagram for this recommendation. This was a really fun one, especially since we watched a few episodes before recording.
Yeah.
And that's a great way to spend an afternoon, honestly. So thank you for that.
I have one really, really, really important question about, like, the whole show.
I swear to God, I'm going to stop recording right now.
What do they have to drink in haunted houses?
Spirits.
Oh man, that's better than mine. Ghoul-Aid.
Yeah, spirits is way funnier.
Oh.
I've been Jerry.
I've been Lacey. I'm a shell of a woman now.
And remember, it's probably just the wind.
Ghoul-Aid.